I think we back, man. I think we back. We've been having some technical difficulties.
Y'all, move back.
It is not coming back. Yeah, it's back now. There we go. Oh, wait, baby. I am so sorry for these technical difficulties. Hey, we were just, hey, listen, we had just got into talking, but I don't want y'all to miss out on this conversation. Listen. We had a discussion about some of the music that came up, hey, in 9/8. And one of the biggest songs was Lil Troy, Wanna Be a Baller.
Shot caller, 20-inch
Blaze
blaze on the
Impala,
Impala.
Rottweiler.
Listen, y'all
Man,
happy feet.
that was the. Hey, that you know what? You know what, Tisha? If you sit here and think about it, that's an affirmation. Wanna be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala,
Listen,
getting.
all of that. All of that.
I hit the highway, making money the flyway.
Cause you gotta be a
Better way, better way, yeah.
Hey, don't even play with it.
Sitting fat down south. Hey, that was a true classic.
Oh, baby,
That-
all day.
You could play that song and really just go about your day and feel like, you know what?
That's it.
That's
I'm all
it.
right. I'm all right.
I got a game plan.
I'm
for
gonna
the
be
day.
okay.
I'm finna figure this out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can play it today and feel that way.
And you know you got somewhere to be, you play that song.
That's it.
You finna be somebody to play that. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. It's actually a little embarrassing, but the Wi-Fi went out. We paid the bill. So it is what it is. The Real Underground Radio Station. This your boy, Big Nate Logic, baby. And I got my sister with me, Latisha Brunson. First Ward 1, Alder one. Alder
Woman.
woman.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We're doing it for all the women in politics.
Yeah, it's good to make sure that we acknowledge that. Tisha, how have you enjoyed it so far?
You know what? First, let me just say, it's amazing what people see in you that sometimes you may not see in yourself. So when I decided to run for office, I was like, I don't know if that's, my thing. And my friends was like, oh, Tish, this is you. This all you. This you all day, every day. I'm like, you love the city. You always have been an advocate. And I'm like, but y'all. And at the time, somebody else was gonna, running. And I have a really good professional relationship with them. And I didn't want to like split anything. I was like, he's gonna run, so we good. Then something happened and he did not run. And it was like, God kept saying, didn't I tell you to do this? And I'm like, but no, I ain't finna do this. And he said, but you are finna do this. And every time I felt like it wasn't for me, he kept letting me know that it was absolutely for me. So, I always say I let God order my steps in whatever direction. If it's your will, this always is my prayer, Lord, if it's your will.
Let it be done.
Whatever it is, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's something I want and I'm not gonna get, whatever your will is, let it be done. So I was thankful that I was obedient into what God wanted me to do, and I'll say this is month 5 because it's May. It's been definitely something that I'm glad I did.
I can definitely say, just looking at it, seeing the things that you're doing, seeing some of the challenges that you've already faced, you in your bag.
Well, you know what? For me, I'm in Ward 1. I grew up in Ward 1. I grew up off East 42nd. My mama was born in St. John Projects. My grandmother stayed off of East 31st in Ohio and East 24th over on the east side. This is where I grew up in. So it felt so natural for me to be in this ward, to be able to lead people in, be an advocate for people in a place where I actually grew up.
Right, and I think that's so important because, like you said, This is a ward that you grew up in, so you basically understand how important it is to be connected.
Be connected and know the people. Like, it was so amazing that, when I was out campaigning, people was like, I know you, or they be like, I know your mama, I know your grandma, I know your dad. Like, people was like, real deal, like, I know your people, and because I know your people, I know you, and because I know that, I'm gonna roll with you. So absolutely, it was just, a good fit for me. And even though in my mind I felt like, oh God, my life gonna be on Front Street, and I don't know if I'm making the right move, and I ain't never did politics. I ain't a professional politician, but I know how to deal with people.
Was that scary? The fact that you had never been into politics or anything?
Well, I don't think it was scary, because it was just kind of like, well, I don't know what to expect. Because the thing is, I work, wherever you work, you deal with politics. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
You deal with politics when you in organizations. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, You're 22, So, I mean, you deal with politics and things that you do when you are connected in other ways. You might not be an elected official, but you deal with people in different ways to where you have experience. It might not be the politics that people think that you're supposed to have being an elected official, but I feel like my experience and who I am speaks for itself.
And then the capacity, like we spoke about in the earlier part, the fact that you have experience dealing with other cultures, not saying this is a different culture, but those challenges, are there still that same skill set where it might be somebody who may not be on your level education wise. You still have a natural touch and a natural knack to be able to reach out to somebody, regardless of the different classes, different information. So, didn't that help you though?
Absolutely. I think the fact that I always think of myself as a connector or a consensus builder, or someone who is always trying to build and bridge a gap. Regardless, again, my grandmother was a custodian. So what I look like looking down and not being able to communicate with somebody who makes sure that on a daily basis that where I work is clean or where I live is clean, and so for absolutely, I it's important that you can be able to connect across the board to anybody and whoever, whenever, because just because I'm here today don't mean who knows where I'll be later in life.
I agree with that. I think it's important to be able to reach, to be a person with a natural touch, and to be able to reach high and low. You've always done that so effortlessly.
And because I think my heart has always been where people are. I have a daughter with special needs. So for me, it's important that I have to advocate for her. She's a child. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I am advocating for her in areas and ways that she can't advocate for herself. So being an advocate for right and for people and for that's just who I have always been in life, So naturally, coming into a position where you're an elected official, you have to listen to people who feel like they don't have a voice. You have to be there when they call. You have to make sure that they hear you and they see you and they understand that they can trust you. And for me, I'm out there talking to my constituents. I'm at the neighborhood meetings, and they call me and be like, can you ride by here and look at this? Absolutely. Ain't nothing above me when it comes to making sure that I'm visible and I can help people where I can help them at.
And you're visible, you're touchable, meaning that they can call you, they can reach out and holler at you and say what's going on. Tell me, what are some of the challenges now that you feel you have in Ward 1?
So one of the biggest things, we have a food desert, which we have a grocery store that in November of 2022 left the Pine Bluff community in the Broadmoor area, and that's actually an area where I live. So for me, in my family, I feel it just like everybody else. It's super personal. That store has been there probably, I can't remember when a store was not there. You know what I'm saying? So being able to not have a grocery store there and trying to figure out, okay, do we go to Walmart? Do we go across town? Do we order online and have somebody to deliver? All this other stuff, and people who are in the area who don't have cars, or people in the area who are trying to say, like, how can I get to the store, and who can help me. It's just it created a whole lot of emotions and things that you probably wouldn't have thought that it would have done when the grocery store left. So my effort was like, what can I do now? I know I can't build a store. I can't make people come down here, but I can put myself out there to get educated on what can we do to move forward. So I've been working with the Arkansas Food Task Force out of Little Rock, a task force that Asa Hutchinson put together before he left office, and they have came to Pine Bluff. And probably in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do some focus groups with people in the community because I want to hear what they want to hear. I mean, want to see when it comes to a grocery store, because I don't want it to be like, okay, we just put a store there, because what people don't realize is it's a process, and it's not as easy as just saying, okay, well, you go over here and open up some doors and put some food in there. Like, do we have options to do some things? Yes. And I want the community to know and get their involvement and engagement on what that looks like moving forward, so they can have a voice on what is coming to the community where they live.
And they got to make sure that they get engaged, because this is important.
Oh.
Right now, there's no place to shop for groceries outside of Carpenter's, outside of dollar stores.
Yes.
But to go get you a real side of a hog, you ain't got nowhere to go.
No, not on the east side of town. You do not. So, I'm actually going to visit. It's called Oasis Food Market. It's in Tulsa. They built it in the Greenwood district, where, a lot of that was torn down years ago.
Right.
But it's a African American man he started the grocery store, and they have a community aspect to where they help people as well. Like, if people come in and they need assistance and they do volunteer work, it's just a whole vibe. And I'm gonna go down there because I feel like that's something that we could use in our community.
Right. So it also would be something. Another idea is a food co-op.
Yes. So a co-op is also something that could be a possibility. When you talk about bringing funds together, bringing money together, it can. If you got a group of friends that got some money and they want to invest, let's talk about how we can bring a co-op because we have the building. We just need the funding.
And I think that's going to be the challenge. So, because we're going to get ready to wrap this up in a minute, let me ask you a question. Did George Marcus and them pay for you to move back to Palm Bluff?
Oh, yeah, you did ask me that. So, I didn't even know who George Macris was. When I moved back to Palm Bluff, I came back to work. I came I came for a job. Like, I've been working.
They didn't pay you?
I don't got no money from them. I don't even have a Simmons account. My bank is at somewhere else. So, I'm sorry, I got these little kids in here. So, but no, absolutely not. That is not, that ain't that. What camera? Oh, your phone?
He said that.
Bobby Love, why you in here creating ruckus?
Oh, no. He told us.
I didn't know.
To do this.
I didn't know that. Okay, where your shoes at? In the 3rd grade.
They both in third, actually. He go walk up with time.
You got big folks shoes. You sure do. Well, no, you don't. You got a little bit of baby. What's the sign, Bobby Law? From Jesus? Who is the head man? Oh, God. So we bypassed Jesus and went to God. good. You know what?
Look with me, I got a 2020
Sit down right here.
you.
No.
No, you. Sir. Oh, mine.
Not me.
Yes, you do.
What y'all been talking
No,
about?
no.
Bobby Low?
No, yeah, he said he would pay
I'm
us.
gonna get on here and lie and tell the
Mom,
truth.
Mom, he said he would pay us if we do this. He said, hurry up.
I didn't say pay. I just said do this. I said do this.
No, he said pay. Yeah,
You said pay up. I heard you
said
say
I ain't saying nothing about no pay.
Yes, you did.
Listen, I'm a really nice guy. But I was just saying do this. I ain't saying I'm gonna pay you to do it.
Pay. What our money,
Who cut
bro?
their hair?
What our money?
I don't know. He
I'm
said
Mr. Broke.
his. Jonathan Robinson said his.
I said I'll be donating haircuts and stuff.
When?
Hey.
Miles!
He cool. He gonna learn a lesson today.
Oh,
He
Lord.
gonna, hey, listen, you ever went home with no wrist?
You able to do that tomorrow, Reggie. You better step
Ooh.
back.
I'm still, you can get your wrist too.
No, I'm not.
I know how to get you to take your phone.
No, you can't.
Hey,
I'll take
Miles, sit
yours.
down.
It's fine. I play with the kids all the time. This how we establish a rapport.
Oh, you got hat.
Hey, listen, I hope you don't eat Cheetos and then get my white hat.
Okay, alright.
Mama.
Alright, bro.
Oh, that's how I
I
gotta
don't want no hair.
That's how you don't need no hair on your head.
I don't want no hair. If I woke up in the morning with a head full of hair, I'd be upset.
Alright, Mr. Clean with the black person.
All right.
He's a Mr. Timber. He's a black virgin.
I tell you, you know,
Today your birthday.
I
You,
blame.
Miles, how you get a hole in that shirt?
Oh,
Nuh-uh.
don't worry.
You gonna get a whooping.
see, come playing with me with a hole in your shirt. Now you think whooping time. Whooping time.
Nuh-uh, go on over there and sit down. Cause you can't even have a good birthday for all the stuff you done did today. Yeah.
How old are you, buddy?
I just turned.
Okay, cool. Just turn
You
around.
know what? And my mom just, you hated it with me. Happy birthday.
Did I didn't?
Oh, happy birthday, little
It's
buddy.
too late
I
now.
wish I had some change. I'd give you some money if I had change. That mean, if I give you some money, I have to give everybody money, and I'm poor.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
look poor.
You don't
He
look
don't
right
do
now.
it.
You got dirt. You got iPhone 13.
You know
You
he
got some shoes.
Yeah,
You
you
got
got
a
your own
hat.
set of
You got
shoes,
next
too.
to
I got a
you
job
go
too.
ahead. No, you don't.
Look, what you say?
ankles.
Oh Lord,
And this is not black.
Pay up both of us.
that's your Black Bear Diner. We finna go to Black Bear Diner.
I ain't got no money.
That's what they want to go eat. Black Bear
I
Diner.
am.
He broke, bro. He broke.
I am broke.
You need to start getting some money. Start a job.
I'm the best kind of broke though. Bills,
Child,
I'm the
you
bills.
Move
paid
back,
child.
Miles.
What's
Move
my
back and be
phone?
quiet.
001914.
Hey, he need to
So
start.
I gave you 250 and he
No,
gave you
look.
250.
He need to work. He need to get a job here one day. He need to get a job here one day.
It's a ended on I was watching it. It's a ended.
He need.
I got me some money.
See, that's why I'm about to give you no money because you rubbing it in everybody's
Oh,
face.
That's what he do. A messy.
He be flashing $1 bills.
Yeah, he do.
Huh?
Miles.
I ain't got back for money.
He ain't got big for money.
Yeah.
He be petty too.
No, guess what?
Very.
Because he gets money
Now,
from
Miss
you.
Chris got like Chris birthday. He got 100 something. And I got
$100.
I
That's
got
what we need.
I got begged for $1.
That's your business.
I got begged for $1.
You know why you got a bag for $1? Huh? Because when somebody tell you something, you got to give all that pushback.
That's right. See?
So that's why folks got to beg you. That's why you got to beg
What you
for
say?
I
$1.
got $10.
What you say?
Give me some of that. You handing out money.
Hey, you see what he said? Give him some money, dude.
Do he look broke?
Wait,
He got a lifestyle to maintain.
No, he don't. He need
Oh,
money.
he has. He very much so has a
He needs to be rich one day.
He got a lifestyle to maintain.
Tell you all got
Bobby Lowe.
And
I got me some
the grocery bill.
$10.
You.
Mom, he crazy. Don't
What?
talk to him. No. Don't talk to him.
All right.
Kids,
No,
be quiet.
too late
Y'all be
now.
quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Y'all ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we finna finish this up.
Okay.
Wrap this up. I don't see this. Fifth ward alderman, all the ladies.
It's the first ward.
All right, we back. We back. We done had a couple of technical difficulties, but we back in this thing. So we back in this thing. Tisha, can I hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can hear me. Okay.
Yeah, you good. Hey,
Okay.
So back to what we were saying about how George Marcus and Tommy May paid for you to move to Palm Bluff.
So, like I was telling you,
How much did they pay you?
you know what? I moved back to come back to work at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Go for it.
And
pay
them,
you
the,
to pay
and,
to
and
move
them
to
the
Palm
only
Bluff.
people. That's the only paycheck I got.
So what did Go for it pay you to move?
How did Go For It wasn't even in
Okay, they paid.
Open
They didn't
up.
pay for you to move. They paid for you to come down here and get in the office.
They didn't do that either. They didn't do that either. I came back because I wanted to come back home. All this other stuff that people got going on ain't got nothing to do with me and they misconceptions or whatever that is. But to answer your question, nobody paid me to do anything.
They paid for you to run for office.
I came back to run. I ran on because I wanted to run. Can't nobody pay me or make me do anything that I don't want to do.
Well, hold on. Okay, they didn't pay you to run. They just paid you to vote for what they want you to vote for.
They didn't pay me to do that either.
So
Cause I'm.
These folks gave you some money because you can't think for yourself.
Oh, okay.
That's what they saying.
I got 3 degrees. I've been working since I'm 18. Trust and believe. I can hold myself down without nobody.
No. You are a plant from Go Forward.
I'm a what?
I think that's what they say. They say if Go Forward approve it, want it, you just gonna lay down and give it to them.
Listen, I vote for what I want to vote for. Can't nobody tell me how to vote. And if I feel if it's right, I will vote for it. If I feel if it's wrong, I won't vote for it. It's simple as that for me. I can't speak for nobody else, but for Latisha Brunson, that's how she roll. So,
That's how she roll.
That's how she roll. She always roll like that. I mean, I'm not easily influenced. You know, if I feel like something is right, I'll roll with it. If I feel like it's wrong, I'm going to tell you that. And I've said that from day one. And I'll say it to whoever, whenever, however, many ways.
You won't say it, you won't say it to them?
I say it to whoever, whenever, however.
I'm just laughing at it, Tisha, because, of course, it's funny when I hear people say these type of statements. Like, they don't know you well enough to say that. And I guess because I know you don't mind standing on the issue by yourself.
Absolutely.
If you know it's right.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's just me, who I am personally. This didn't have nothing to do with me being an elected official or anything. I make decisions about people livelihoods, good or bad, every day. And you know, some things are not great and some people is not in favor, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna do what's right just because somebody else want me to do what they want what they want me to do.
Right.
You know, that's just not how it roll with me. So people can say whatever they want to say, but at the end of the day, when it comes to me and what I stand for, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on what I feel is right, and I'm gonna do it because I want to do it, not because somebody else want me to do it.
And I think ultimately it's about the progression of the city as well.
Absolutely, it's about the progression. You know, like I said, moving back here from Fayetteville, when, like I said, it's a totally different place from where Pine Bluff is. But I have children, and I want to make sure where they grow up is sufficient, and they have a good quality of life, and they have a good education. All of that is important to me because if it's something that is not in place, I wouldn't have came back. Or if it was something that I feel could not be in place, I would not have moved back. Because my kids determine how I move in life. And that's just how it is. Like, if I feel like they couldn't be successful and grow up and have a productive life, I wouldn't have moved back to Pine Bluff.
Oh, wait, baby. And it takes that actual skin in the game, that actual core investment to say, I want better for Pine Bluff. And I'm willing to move and put it all on the line and live in Pine Bluff. So I commend you for that. And then not only just making that commitment, getting involved.
Absolutely.
Moving back ain't enough.
Staying
in Pine Bluff ain't enough. We need young, not just young. I'm going to say this. We need progressive-minded people. Because the problem that we've had in our city is so many people are regressive thinking. They're slow. They're not critical thinking. Mm-hmm. And Pine Bluff needs a progressive-minded person who understands who can comprehend and apply a comprehensive plan.
Absolutely.
You can't just look at Palm Bluff and say, hey, it's not a plan, in my opinion, where you can say, let's set an entertainment district up and that's it. It's not a plan where you can say, let's do one part and that's it. It's a lot of different moving parts that got to be applied.
Absolutely. I mean, it takes a lot, and it takes everybody coming together to understand that it's gonna take everybody to do that. You know, people can feel how they want to feel about whatever they want to feel about is your right, but you can't be mad at somebody because they don't feel how you feel. You know, so what? You know, people have a matter of opinions. It's a lot of things, like I said, being in a sorority, working at jobs, I don't always agree with what people do, but that don't give me a right to come in there and flip the desk over because I'm mad because they not doing what I want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You monitor, you adjust, you figure it out, you learn how to work together, and just because we disagree don't mean we enemies. It just means we disagree.
Disagree don't mean disrespect.
Absolutely not. Like, the whole disrespect, I mean, like, you mad because I don't think like you. You mad because I don't agree with you. So that means they give you a right to disrespect me because you feel like it. Like, where they do that at? And like, why? Like,
I think for me, some of the challenges are we can disagree, but let's make sure our disagreements are fact-based and not emotion.
Absolutely. Let's work. I always say let's work in facts and not feelings. Because when you work in feelings, you can't even be objective about what you're trying to convey. Because you like, well, I feel like this and they did this and that. I'm like, I'm not going down a rabbit hole with nobody. I'm not finna argue with you back and forth about nothing on how you feel because that's your right. And you should give me that same respect. Because just because somebody feel or like or agree with something that you don't mean they a sellout. That just mean like, okay, they like this and I don't. And we can move on. Yeah. We agree to disagree and figure out how and we can figure out how to work together, or we can figure out how we can meet at the middle and say, you know what? I know how you feel about this, but how can we work and make sure that we are still aligned and make some things happen?
Or how can we apply what you feel and apply what I feel and make it all together? Absolutely.
That's it. So,
well, Tisha, we've had a lot of technical difficulties, and I can't apologize enough for that. This it's challenging, but we've seen it through.
We seen it through.
Hey, so you got anything? I know you got a big event coming up.
Oh,
Let's plug that and talk about that.
Okay, yeah. So when you think about Latisha Brunson, think about people, progress, and positivity, because that's what
progress and positivity.
Absolutely.
The real PPP.
The real PPP. Get that loan. Get that loan. You won't go to jail. You won't go to jail. Won't nobody be looking for you if you get that PPP loan. So, yes. May 6th, I'm doing a community engagement event at the Art Space downtown at 6 p.m. And it's going to highlight small businesses in Ward 1. This is the inaugural event, and I think it's a good way to build partnership and collaboration and let people know who's doing what in the Pine Bluff community. We got the restaurants providing the local food. We got Little D's. We got Underwater Seafood, Decorus. We got carpenters, Grider Field. Miss Margaret is doing cupcakes. So we got a little bit of everything for everybody, and I'm just excited to be doing something positive for the city and bringing people out and letting people know that we appreciate, especially the small business owners, that we appreciate what they do in the city of Pine Bluff.
I'm forever grateful for this. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties.
It's all good.
But the information, I'm going to tell you now, whenever you want to come back and we'll make up for this, consider the Real Underground radio station as a home.
Absolutely.
Whatever you need us to do, we on board to do. Tisha, we're so excited about what you're doing in Pine Bluff. We're grateful for you coming on here. This your boy, Big Nate, with the Real Underground radio station. This is Nate Logic. Bobby Loden already made it in here.
Bobby Low in the house.
Hey, Iceman Buddy in here. Hey, he got the 870 show. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my boy Miles. Miles, come on over here, man.
Come here,
Come
Miles.
here with your moms, man. It's my dog's birthday today.
Oh,
man. Today your birthday. Don't be shy now.
It's my baby birthday. I came in here to...
Oh, stop out. Don't be...
You touching on my head.
You been turning up all day, dog.
It's
And now it's your birthday. Oh, he got a phone now.
It's Miles' birthday, so we spent half of his birthday time with Nate Logic. We finna go and eat, and then he gonna turn up for real the week after next. He having his birthday party. So wish my baby a happy birthday.
Hey, my dog,
Hey.
baby. Hey, and then my other baby girl, Hayden. How you
Come
doing,
on,
baby?
Hayden.
Come over there and get on camera and speak.
Hello.
Hey.
That's the big sister.
Come on a little closer this
Come
way.
here. Come on.
Hey, come on, baby. Hey, man, this your dog, Nate Logic, baby. Wait, baby. Hey, make sure y'all tap in with Latisha Brunson. And then go holler at her this weekend, May 6th.
Downtown.
Hey, wait, baby. This the 870 show coming up. Hey, wait, baby. We finna go live with my boy